I'm thrilled to say that we're with Jeff O'Neill at this rather magnificent little store called Perth County Moto out in the sticks in Stratford, Ontario. And today what I want to do is talk to him, have a little bit of an understanding about where he fits in, the sort of services he provides for you, and why on earth you should come here, frankly. So, Jeff, give us a bit of an introduction. Who are you?
Sure. Yeah. So I started the store about 8 years ago. From always interested in motorcycles. Found that I was always looking for gear and parts that I was interested in that I just didn't see in the Canadian market.
Okay.
So that's kind of what led us to thinking about somebody should have a store.
Yes,
that has
yes,
stuff that I
yes,
wanted.
yeah.
And then it was actually a friend of mine suggested, "Why don't you do it?"
Okay,
So
okay.
I hadn't thought about it until
What was the life before you had the life now? What were you doing?
then. Oh, I was a chef before then.
Oh, okay.
Yes, yeah. So I'd gone to culinary school. I had done that for years. It was all I wanted to do since I was about 5 years old.
Okay.
So I eat, sleep, and breathe food and cooking and restaurants, and so it was quite a shift for sure.
So why Stratford? Because it's not the obvious choice, I guess.
Yeah, and we looked around the GTA and London and KW region, and we liked this area. We liked the idea of being a destination and kind of getting out of the city, getting out for a ride, because I thought going to a bike shop shouldn't just be just a quick blitz around the corner, right? Like get on the bike, make a day of it, and get out of town. So
So am I right in picking up there? You kind of want it to be a destination as well.
Absolutely, for sure. That was the goal. Yeah.
So I mean, in light of that, in the sort of 8 years you've been going, what sort of things do you do? Do you run bike nights and that type of thing in the summer? What do you do?
Yeah, we do. We do bike nights every week. Every Wednesday we do bike nights. We get an amazing turnout, a mix of all kinds of bikes, and people come from a good distance. So that has really worked as a destination. But we also do tech nights.
Okay.
Whether it's an insurance agent coming in or somebody coming in to talk about, we have mechanics come in, we have racers come in. We play MotoGP on the big screen. We do motorcycle movie nights.
Okay.
So we do as many events as we can. So
okay.
For sure.
Well,
that'd be a place for people to come.
Yeah, that sounds really unique too. If I look at some of the clothing that you're stocking, everything from helmets to boots to jackets, pants, t-shirts, and so on, right? And a wonderful little coffee area as well, right? How have you decided what you are going to put in the store for people to look at?
Yeah, I feel like curating. I say curating the gear that we carry has become a passion of mine. So I'm really big on finding something of a certain quality and a certain safety level.
Okay.
I won't carry anything if it says it's safe, but it has really minimal protection. I don't carry that. And I also look for brands that nobody else has. So
okay.
It's a lot of European brands. That's really
music to my ears. Yeah. Music to my ears. So give us an example of the European brands that you've got here.
Yeah, Merlin's a big one for us. John Doe out of Germany is a big one. Pando Moto. We carry MOTO-KUL, which is out of the UK. Black Arrows out of Australia. But that's always been our focus.
Okay.
Yeah, carrying these.
You mentioned when you talk about the bike nights that you have quite a mix of different styles and types of rider. Who is coming in here? Is it a big mix, or how are your customers segregated in a way? How have you found who's coming in? Let's put it that way.
It is a big mix. We certainly focus on ladies gear. That was kind of a passion point of Lindsay, my wife, opening to make sure that we were always at least 50-50. And not just ladies gear was an afterthought in the corner. So that's one big focus. We opened initially really focusing on vintage and custom bikes, because parts is a big side of our business.
Okay.
So certainly that was kind of how we started, but it grew pretty quickly. And now really we get a mix from ADV riders and sport bike riders and American cruisers and everything in between.
Okay.
So,
So talk to me a bit about the ladies stuff, because I mean for years, ladies, the only thing that they had was something adorned with pink floral, this, that, and the other.
Yes.
And I don't know about you, but I have not met a woman rider who is really into that.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. And that was again one of Lindsay's points.
Yeah.
She was tired of being told she had to wear something with a pink butterfly on it. So Yeah, brands like MOTO-KUL, Go-Go Gear leggings when they were still going. These are brands that are owned by women.
Yeah, yeah.
Likewise with Black Arrow, and they're making the gear that they want to wear, right? So it's not a men's garment that's just smaller sized. They didn't just add pink to a men's jacket. I think it resonates better.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I see it every day that women are so excited to come in and try something on that actually fits them and looks good and they feel comfortable in.
Okay.
So then on
Okay.
top of that, to have something that offers real protection, it's actually one of my favorite parts day to day is to see women come in and be so excited about having the gear. And
Yeah.
they'll drive the 3 hours or whatever.
Wow.
So excited to get it, right?
So what you mentioned very briefly earlier on that you do parts, accessories, that type of thing.
Yeah.
How much of your business is in that area as opposed to apparel?
Quite a bit. That's
Okay.
actually probably the biggest part of our business.
Okay.
Yeah. So it takes up the smallest footprint in the store because I tend to order as needed. But yeah, it's really when we opened, I would say it was probably 70% of our business. It's at this point it's less than that, but it's still the majority. For sure.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. So in other words, if people are looking for consumables, I don't know, tires, brake pads, that type of thing, or
yes, and we do. Yes, we definitely do a lot of that. Kind of the niche we've cut out in parts, much like the gear. We tried to find our own area, so it's hardtails, raw tanks.
Okay.
Something that's a little bit different. Spool hub, front wheels. Something that's a little more specific, or those vintage metric parts, vintage Harley parts that are harder to find.
Okay.
So I certainly do oil and tires and all the regular things, and I can order brakes for your new sport bike as well. But my niche has been.
So moving into perhaps a different area, really. If I look at probably asking you some very impertinent questions, right? I'm new. I've never heard of you, right? Let's assume that's where I'm sitting.
Yeah.
Why would I come to you? Why? What do you think? I suppose the sweet spot is for Perth County Moto.
Sure. Yeah. I think I like to think it's a mix of a couple things.
Okay.
I think a big thing for us is community. We're always pushing community events, and when we do an event, we genuinely look at it as community first. What's the benefit to the community? We do lots of events at a loss to us.
Okay.
We believe in the community, so I think that's a big thing. People like to come and be a part of that, and they see that this could be a hub for them and their entrance into the community, especially as a new rider. But the other side of that is, again, going back, I'd say, to the gear. Like gear that's different than anybody else has, that maybe looks a little nicer, offers that level of protection. When customers come in, we like to give them first-hand experience with everything. We want to help them size their helmet.
So it's not same-o. We're looking for something unique, different, and actually premium, really.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, I couldn't help but notice we have some rather interesting motorcycles scattered throughout the store.
Yes.
And so I've got to make that big assumption that you're a rider and have been for a while.
Absolutely.
And I think you said Lynn's is a rider as well,
Yes.
right? Yeah. So how long have you been riding, and what sort of genre appeals to you?
I started riding when I was 16, before I had a car.
Okay.
And again, I was working at a restaurant that was out of town that I couldn't get to. And I thought if I get a car, I still got to drive with somebody. So it didn't solve the problem. So as much as I loved motorcycles as a kid, really the first bike I got was the idea of the freedom to get to work and back on my own.
Okay.
And that was a 78 CB 400.
Yeah.
It did the job that I loved. And then, the second I started riding, like so many people, right? Once you do that first ride, you're hooked.
Yes.
So it became more of a passion really quickly. I genuinely, as cliche as it sounds, love all bikes. All
Okay.
types of bikes.
Okay.
I do have a special place kind of in my heart for vintage and custom. I love choppers. Right now I have 2023 KTM 1290 Adventure. So
Okay.
the opposite, completely different than what I'm usually riding. But
does that imply that you like a spot of off-road riding yourself, or?
Yeah, I'm new to it.
Right.
But I got it specifically to try that out because that was kind of one area that I hadn't really ever tried. I owned sport bikes and cruisers in the past and what have you. But I'd never really done off-road. I never rode dirt bikes growing up or anything like that. So that was kind of the idea of it.
Okay.
So,
and what does Lynn's ride?
Lynn's has a XSR 900.
Okay.
And this Norton is hers as well.
Oh, well, we'll have a little look at that later.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
So, because this is a rather special thing. Is that Commando?
Yeah, Fastback Commando. Yeah.
Wow.
69.
Wow.
That was her father's bike. So yeah,
Okay.
special to her, so, yeah.
So, I mean, the other ones I see are very stylized. You know, there's clearly a lot of work gone into each of these, which probably is your passion for the vintage and the custom side of things. Are these all yours?
No. So some of them are, some of them aren't. My XS650 choppers in here. There's a Triumph behind me. That was built by Rob Chappell at Originator Customs. So some of them are lent to us. Some of them are ours. Yeah, a bit of everything.
So I've been here probably twice now, right? And I couldn't help but notice just how lovely some of the riding roads are around here. Is that a big draw and one of the sort of, I suppose, the tick in the box when you said, where am I going to set up?
Absolutely. We love Stratford because there's a lot of back roads to get here from kind of anywhere, as I look at it. At least you can take all day to get here if you want to, but we're also on the highway. You can go 401 to Highway 78, and we're right here on Highway 78. So,
okay.
You know, for a lot of our customers, they'll say, well, they took the long way here, and then they got to get home quick, or vice versa.
Yes, yeah.
So that was something that we really thought out with our location. It was something that was a bit of both.
Yeah.
Not everybody has the time for an all-day ride every time they want to come out to the shop.
Yeah.
So yeah, we think we found a sweet spot where, you know, we're on the highway, but there's a lot of nice back roads around here as well.
Yeah, I noticed that. You know, and I think one of the benefits you've said there is you could have the long meandering ride here, you know, with lots of bendy back routes and so on. And then if you wanted to get back to Toronto quick, you've got a highway not that far away.
Yeah.
You know, so you can steam straight back.
Yeah, and I hear it all the time.
So just remind people how to get in touch with you if they need more information.
Sure, yeah. Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. It's at Perth County Moto, and our email is info@perthcountymoto.com.
Thank you very much.
All right, thank you.
Appreciate it. Thanks, mate.